It's 8 p.m, it's Friday night, and it's noise from the boys. We're all down here again in Costa's El Ingles. There's Jockey, who's myself, Tony,
Now then.
young Chris,
Alright.
and right off the subs bench at the 11th hour is Paul.
Hello.
Colin let us down. Well, that's a bit unfair. He hasn't let us down tonight. Work commitments made him
11th hour.
jump out in the 11th hour. But anyway, we haven't got a game tomorrow as such, but I'm sure everyone will be have their eyes on the Chelsea-Tottenham game, which is it's like a game for us because whatever way it pans out, we're not getting points out of it, but there's going to be some kinds of interest, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, it's going to be a slip up somewhere, so it all bodes well for us. I don't know what time kick-off it is, actually.
It's 5:30.
Is it 5:30, so we can watch a bit of the FA Cup? It feels good not watching the FA Cup. I'm not being in it. Feels weird, but it feels good. You know what I mean? I spoke about it last week, didn't we? That we're not in it, but we come out of it well, if you know what I mean.
So what, Arsenal-Everton tomorrow?
Yeah, in the morning, 12:30. I fancy the Toffees myself, especially with they've got a few big hitters. I was only Agger done Wilshire in the other night, so they'll be made up with that, the Toffees, won't they? Yeah. Got him out the way, the little minion. He's out the road, isn't he? Horrible, isn't he?
Yeah, but that'll be interesting to watch, and hopefully Everton will drag them back to Goodison, me personally, for the draw, and hopefully that'll get Arsenal out of, not even out the title race, but out of the top 4 race.
And another thing I seen last night was, if City win, our game against them gets put on a Monday night.
If City win again? Oh, City's still in the cup, yeah?
Yeah, to put our game to a Wednesday night, which again bodes well. Anfield on a Monday night, sorry. Yeah. On a Monday night it's going to be, will be like a little European game, really, won't it? Electric, you know what I mean? We'll be up for it, and it'll be better for us, I think.
Yeah, good point. So.
But yeah, we'll go straight into the Southampton game. Did you watch the game, Paul?
Yeah, didn't go, but I did watch it, and it was just a pretty good performance, wasn't it? I was shitting myself a little bit in the first half after we were a goal up. Then for about the last half an hour, they really played well, and I thought like they could have got an equaliser. But the fact that they never was down to like some good defending, a little bit of a wayward effort from them, and a great save from Mignolet. Come back really well with a great save and came off his line. That was a big positive. But overall, it was just a brilliant performance, and I think everyone acknowledges that it was a turning point as such.
I'm going to call you out there, because if that would have ended up a 0-0 draw, everyone would have been down in the dumps, coming away with it. Because the first half there, so we weren't worried the first half. Chris, watching that game, I watched it with you.
Hang on, why are you calling me out? I've just said they battered us for the last half an hour.
No, what I'm saying is that everyone out of town who I speak to, when they phone me up, they say, you're flying news, aren't you? You're doing everyone news, aren't you? And I say to them, you don't watch us though, do you? Because we don't. They just see the results. They come in and say Liverpool 3-0. They don't see like us scoring more goals against the other team. You know what I mean? Our defence is woeful still. What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, but it's looked like they listened to Brendan and done their own work on Southampton, obviously. Mignolet's done well. But no, I'm disagree with you. If you would have come out with it with 0-0, I would have took it really, because everyone was expecting us to get beaten. Everyone's talking about Southampton as being Real Madrid or someone. But no, I thought we'd win. But Southampton are a good team, and it's just proved that we're even better. And put a little marker down there against that game against Southampton. The defence was solid, as you said. Paul Mignolet looked like he's had a little word in his ear, and he pulls off a good save, come off his line, and the defence was solid. Even with Joe Allen back in the team, it made us more balanced. And away from home, that's what we need, more balance in the team. Going at home, maybe leave him out and put the other fella in, Coutinho, but I don't know. And maybe that system suits us better, I think.
Would you all around the table agree that this was the game when that whistle went at 90 minutes? This was the game where you all turned around and looked at each other and said, "You know what? This could be on this."
Yeah, I'm gutted than ever. When we were going, we had tickets and everything, but we We're in training, aren't we? So, anyway, we were walking.
For a bender on the last game.
Well, hopefully, yeah. But listening to that away and there on the telly, it was brilliant. That's what you go to the away games for. And everyone who spoke to said, no, it was loud, it was good. But at the end, yeah, you thought, yeah, maybe so. This is it.
Master stroke substitution by Brenzino.
Yeah,
Sterling.
I thought. We spoke about it last week. I read a little thing about Brendan said they were going to work on the back five. We spoke about it last week, didn't he? So you could see they'd worked tirelessly on that back four. It was rigid back five, wasn't it, with the goalie, and then like they had Alan in there, and Alan and Gerrard and Anderson dropped in, which like more or less like put Peter at Coutinho in his way. Do you know what I mean? Like. They sacrificed the thing, but I thought it looked professional. I watched it again. On the night, it looked a bit scary, but I watched it again, and it was a proper professional job. But it was a good professional job, if you know what I mean. It wasn't like a bad defensive thing. It was a boss defensive thing. It looked like we had shape doing it. We wasn't just like backs to the wall against him. We had like proper shape doing it, and I was like very impressed with it the way we looked actually. And it, like you're saying, it is a results based business anyway, so I'm not bothered if we, you know what I mean, if we don't play well or we do play well, as long as we're winning. But I was over the moon the next day when I watched it and seen like the performance we put in, because everyone stuck to what they had to do. You could see they'd worked on that, you know what I mean, to get like, and a clean sheet is just, we've come out of it with like bonuses all over the place, haven't we? You know what I mean? 3 goals, a clean sheet, put paid. There's like a thing there that we've had an hoodoo down there, but there's other clubs, top clubs around us that haven't got a thing from down there, do you know what I mean? And you only had to look at like Arsenal at Stoke. They've beat like City, United, everyone there, Chelsea, and we've beat them there as well. So everything's just like boding well at the minute.
No, when we were sitting here watching it, and now every game, you're on the edge of your seat now, or if you're in the match, it's just nervousness. Every game's a big, massive game now. But looking at it, when they hit the post and Mignolet's save, apart from that, we control that game. And I was looking at the bigger picture, watching it, and I tried to settle down and like just get into it and thinking, we're playing well here, but we're containing them, and they're hitting shots on all sides of the box, and like that's all he was sort of doing really. They were good and the movement was good, but we handled it well, and like I sort of just tried to settle into it, and I thought, yeah, we're all right, we're doing all right. And looking at it after it, I even thought we were even better when it calmed down.
Looking at that Luke Shaw and Lallana, or whatever his name is, if we get Champions League place, would you throw a few quid at them in the summer? So
yeah, I was thinking about that Luke Shaw. He's just effortless, him, and he was just gliding up and down that wing like. You can, what is he, 19, 18? He's amazing. He's going to be like top notch. So I think he'll cost more than Lallana actually. But that Lallana's got Liverpool player written all over him, I think.
I'll just stop you there though. I googled him last night watching the England game. I thought, so he must be. I thought he was foreign. You know what I mean? And he can play for England. But I googled him last night. He's born in Ilford and he's a lifelong Evertonian.
Is he? Yeah. Well, let's get him.
As his dad was.
Let's get him. Yeah, but like, if you know what I mean, if we get
good ones always are, aren't they?
If we get Champions League, and you had them 2 on board, 2 English players like that, they jump at joining us like the English players we've got. They just strengthen you completely right away, wouldn't he? And like, I know they cost a few bob, but they're the kind of players he says he's going to pay the top notch for, isn't he? John W. Henry, young English players. That Lallana is top notch. We've seen it on Wednesday night. I think he's only 21, isn't he? He's only a baby. He's only a baby himself. But you've seen them against I know the game was like a bit tired on Wednesday night when they come on, but they come on and look the part again. They didn't look out of place, did they, on international footy? And like they're only kids. I'd love to have them 2 on board for us next year going in that Champions League. They would just strengthen.
I think he's going to Chelsea, isn't he? I was just going to say, Shaw's a big Chelsea fan, so what Chris is talking there, he's a Chelsea fan. But if Liverpool win the league, if we win the league this year, and then we've got Champions League, then, that's a big pull for people, and coming to the league champions, as Tony's just touched on, half the England team Southampton, half the England team Liverpool, they might be feeling a bit like it. Certainly Lallana, maybe less so with Shaw, but yeah, they were two good players.
I think any player going to Chelsea's got to look at how many they're putting out on loan as well, and also look at the situation Daniel Sturridge was in there, where he couldn't really make his mark, and then he comes to a club like Liverpool, and look at him, he's almost first on the team sheet on Roy Hodgson's on the plane to Brazil, isn't he?
Well, there was a thing of
So like the likes of Luke Shaw have to look at stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I've seen a thing about all the, the negative like comments about of Chelsea fans when we bought Sturridge, good riddance and all this and good
What a
like
deal.
we've had the kicks off them.
I'll give you 3 months.
Yeah, and look what he's turned into. Do you know what I mean? There is life after that, and like
life
you said, all the loan deals and that. Who's the fella who went there, the Egyptian Messi? Look at him. Do you know what I mean? That's just a mistake in his career. Now he'll be gone in 12 months. You come to Liverpool, you've got a chance of playing footy anyway. You know what I mean? You go to Chelsea, but look how many they've got 40 fellas out on loan or something daft.
Yeah. Who did Martinez describe as our Messi the other day?
Our Messi?
Yeah, no, their Messi, Everton's Messi. Was it Lukaku? Yeah. That was funny.
Just moving on, Joch, and coming back, messing.
Loch Messi.
Coming back to what the lads are saying, Gerrard's comments after it, when he said, if anyone wants to play two at defence against our two, that sound, which in itself was a great comment, but I thought that was a bang-on message to Moyes that you want to come and attack us at Old Trafford, is like, let's have it.
Yeah, it was
almost daring the fuck come head.
It was cocky, wasn't it?
Put your 4 players up front against us and see what happens.
Yeah, it was cocky way he said it, like, what'd he say?
Anyone who wants to
put 2 against us.
Good luck, yeah.
Good luck, yeah.
Well,
but it's the confidence in the team, and like they are a team, and you can see the way they're playing. And coming off the pitch against Southampton, I was saying before, they were buzzing. It was just like they just won it, and Rodgers was all over them, and the coaches were all over them. So they have got the confidence. It's just keeping it up and getting to the end of this. I don't know. Anyway, just. As you say, it's going to be cliches all night, just 1 game at a time, innit?
But you're over the moon.
Yeah, I'm over the moon.
Well, you could tell, you knew Liverpool, the players, knew that game was hard anyway, like the fans, they knew that game. You could see by the way they were celebrating how over the moon he was by getting them 3 points. You could see it, that they were made up.
It was a game of 2 halves, wasn't it?
Did you have unbelievable belief?
Unbelievable? No.
I missed the boat there.
That was
a private joke.
That was Paul Mason, that was. Cliches.
What was my cliche?
No, not the one who played for Arsenal. Cliches as in...
I haven't got a clue what he's on about now.
Anyway, we're going to move on from the Southampton game, but I'm sure we'll be drifting back into it when Tony's got his head together and closed his dictionary. Me, Tony and Chris didn't go to the game. Well, I wouldn't have went anyway, but we didn't go down on Sunday because we were out training for the Hillsborough Walk, 96 miles from Sheffield to Anfield on Easter Bank Holiday. It's billed as the We Never Walked Alone, and it's a thank you from all the families, survivors and friends and everyone involved in Hillsborough, in Liverpool, to the rest of the country for the support they've had. So we were out training for that. Did you find it tough, Tom?
No, not really. I enjoyed it though. What was it, 14 mile in the end?
Yeah,
it was good. It was when we walked on the sands, that bit, like Red Rum, had legs like Red Rum. When I got in, my calves were a bit sore, but it was alright, like.
Our dog hasn't recovered. Every time I put my walking... I've been out every day this week. Every time I put my walking boots on, he runs the other way. 5
minutes away from phone on the RSPCA there, though, lad. His back legs were gone and everything.
And then one went missing, so that was a little rescue mission where Stevie got off.
Oh, Stevie G.
Yeah, so that was a little mission in itself.
It was like a case of Stevie got on what we were doing and went, fuck that, I'm getting the train back. Because he just made a beeline back to West Kirby Station.
For the benefit of our listeners, I had me 2 Jack Russells with me, Cara and Stevie G. Stevie G done a runner at one stage, and Cara was absolutely bladdered at the end of it, but he's getting on him anyway. But yeah, me and Tony are booked on for this, and Chris is on the subs bench for this walk, but I'm sure he's going to get on. And it's as I said again, it's 96 miles, and we were due to walk past Goodison on Easter Sunday, and we didn't really have a time scale to do it. We were just going to go do it at our own leisure. But since the walk's been planned, Everton and Sky have announced that their game against Man United is then. So the police are making us walk past Goodison at a very certain time. We've got to walk past. So it's from doing the walk in 48 hours, it's getting cut down to something like 42 hours, and I'm doubting we'll be able to do it. So what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some hard going. Like, and they put a time scale on it like that, it is hard going. But I believe that Sherry Brewster was saying, if Everton get through, they're going to have trouble. We won't be going there anyway. If they get through, because it's semi-final day.
We won't be going where?
To Goodison. It's only if they play Man U.
Oh, right. So if it's semi-final day, we will be going there because it'll be empty, won't it?
Yeah, but they won't have this thing planned that Stevie's got in dialogue with Everton with against Man U. Do you know? There'll be no one there. There'll be no one there, but he's in dialogue with something. Oh,
I see. I don't know about that, but yeah, she said she's going to. It's a non-stop walk where we just have. We don't have a night's sleep in an hotel. We start at midnight on the 18th and finish about 4 o'clock at Anfield on the 20th. 40 hours later. So it's going to be quite tough. And I've looked into it. Where there's a yearly 100-mile walk, and these are like professionals, like seasoned walkers, not professionals, but seasoned walkers, and they do it in 48 hours. And there's talk of like. I've been looking on some of the forums, and they say like when they get into the end, they have hallucinations and all that. And I've got like I've already got visions of Steven Gerrard holding up the Premiership title.
Yeah, that big ball starts tripping at the
end. So that's that. Anyway, it's we'll update you on that on our Facebook page and Twitter, and it's not a charity thing. It's just a big thank you, and it's a joint thing between FSG, Hope for Hillsborough, the HJC, and everyone who's been involved. So we'll let you know more on that. What shall we move on to now? Oh, I see. Yeah. This also on a even sadder note, because that's a sort of like a positive note concerning Hillsborough. But on a sadder note, Liverpool FC lost. Another son this week, and that's Tommy O'Hagan. Some of you might have known him as Tommy Push-Up, and he could often be found after and before Liverpool games doing 20 press-ups in the Solly at the drop of an hat or any other boozer near to a football ground where Liverpool are playing. He was 74 years of age, Tommy, and he's well known at Anfield and had followed the Reds for many, many years, and how teddy boy he was. And unfortunately, he was asbestosis claimed him sometime last week, and I've had a text off Danny Giles saying that the funeral is on Thursday the 13th. It's in Wigan Crematorium at 2:30, and the party is at the Swinley Club at 3:30 p.m. Now that wasn't. I haven't slipped up there with the party. That's the text his daughter's sent out to everyone. There's going to be a party in Tommy's memory. So if you knew Tommy, get down to Wigan if you can for the crematorium. Also, here's Paul. Just want to say a couple of things.
You might not remember, but you gave Tommy a big shout out on the show about 6 or 7, 8 months ago. Yeah, and his daughter was in contact with us via the station then, saying how much it had meant to him, and it had cheered him up. He wasn't well at the time, and it had really sort of given him a spring in his step or whatever at that time for a good couple of weeks. They had the show relayed and replayed and all that, and so that was nice. And Tommy was a lovely fella. I met him a few times. Really nice man.
Yeah. Another sad thing about this was, we've been planning for a while, but I haven't got off the ground yet. A show called Kings of the Cop, where we interview big Liverpool fans about the lifetime following the Reds, and Tommy was penned in to do his own story, and sadly we're never ever going to hear them tales of an old timer following the Reds, from the first days in Europe back in the early 60s, was it? Yeah. So that's a great shame as well, and it's something that we're going to have to start doing, pull our finger out and get all these great stories down. So deepest sympathy to all Tommy's family and his daughter and so, but also to his mates who he was always with, Danny Giles and Jegsy Dodd and that. I'm sure they're going to miss him greatly, and we'll all miss him with his press-ups in the Solly. Right, we'll move on. So R.I.P. Tommy, and also we'll give you more information about that funeral on our Twitter and Facebook feeds. Right then, onwards and upwards. What about John Henry this week, saying that there was only a 40 million clause on
He's opened a can of worms, hasn't he? I don't know why he said it. It's good that it seems like Suarez was took it with a pinch of salt in the club. The players have, you know what I mean? But it's very troublesome shout, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It's just like, was we telling lies? Do you know what I mean? Did we have the kicks off him? You know what I mean? We're standing by like we never made you no promises, and it looks like we did really. But and it could cause a bit of mischief. You know what them agents are like? The agent could get involved and start like bleating around Europe about it and getting fellas involved. But nothing from our side to come from it really, but like Arsenal have jumped on it, haven't they? Started this mad petition that like, you know, all sign it and get Suarez to sign for us for 40 million pounds.
I think it has unsettled Suarez this week because he only scored one goal at the weekend.
yeah. Well, you don't know whether that's been playing on his mind with the last 5 games he hasn't scored in.
Yeah, nah, the fella's enjoying his football, isn't he, with a big smile on his face.
In fact, Suarez come out this week and give a statement saying it's got nothing to do with Champions League qualification.
Yeah.
I'm staying. That's it. So I think I agree with Tony. It was a stupid comments to make at the wrong time. Why even bring it up now and even potentially risk unsettling him or anyone else is just mad. But the good thing about it was the Arsenal petition. Whoever stuck that up.
The positive I seen out of it was when I seen it in the paper, there was a picture of Lindsay standing next to him, and so that's always a positive, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes. The lovely Lindsay.
But it was the way it come out, you know what I mean? It come out on like a Twitter feed or something. It was done ridiculous, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It wasn't done in a breach of like a big conversation, like talking about the club, and it slipped out. Just seems to be like he's just gone like a joke type thing. Yeah, well, you know, we never had.
It was in a business conference in Boston. Tone is where it come out. Yes, where he's explaining to all these people who've paid $1,000.
Not football related.
No, it was a business thing. He's a speaker, and it was an anecdote. You know, we just decided we're not selling.
It proves Suarez weren't lying then, didn't it? Because Suarez did say, you know, it was in my contract that it was just that release clause was in there, and Rodgers he reneged on the deal, so. You know, Suarez is no liar, is he?
Well, if we're playing dirty to forward our means, well, that's a good thing, because Chelsea and United have been winning leagues playing dirty, haven't they?
He might be a load of things, but he's not a liar.
There's
a few things he's got. No, he's pretty improved. He's not, in it.
He's not a liar. With the everything and everything.
It's one of the worst shouts you can be a racist, but you can't be a liar.
I don't think he's a racist either.
Touching on what you just said, Jock, Chelsea and Man United 36, Arsenal in the past year, they don't give a fuck. At some point also this season, before we win the league or time in the league, we might have to have a big fight in the tunnel or something like that. Might mean kick fuck out of someone. Sorry, Jock, kick lumps out of someone.
We're never going to get this show on TalkSport with your language, Paul.
There's going to be a few little things going to the end of the season, little turning points, so something like that might have to happen. But
that's what I'm saying. Little bit.
There's going to be something. There's going to be. There's always one game where you say they've just won the league there. They've just won that's just won them the league there. So there's going to be some great little twists to the end of the season off every team.
Have you took the 12th of May off, so?
So you say what you like about like Mourinho and all, but he's got a bag full of them tricks, hasn't he? He crawls them over the line. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to the nitty gritty, he crawls them over the line. He drags them over the line, doesn't he, for what he wants, trophies and that.
And the same with Ferguson.
Fergie, yeah, he knew how to get in the ref heads with his dirty tricks, didn't he?
And that's where I think the fight in the tunnel or the dirty tricks will come at home against Chelsea. In the lead up to that game, he will crank it up, Mourinho, to whatever he needs, he thinks, to get his own ends over. And it needs our lads, Gerrard, Skrtel, Suarez, to just go out and just not take it off them. And Rodgers, hopefully, as well, beforehand.
Do you know what I think will come out and throw a little spanner in the works leading up to if we carry on? And it might be in the next week or two.
Michael Hutchinson.
No. Fergie.
You meant Michael Knoll, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Hutchinson in excess.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I mean, in excess of things.
You meant Michael Knoll.
Yeah,
Fergie.
Michael
Oh,
I
Fergie.
think Fergie might come out and throw a little spanner in the works.
He will be
Yeah,
safe at the
United
moment,
game,
so
yeah.
great shout that.
Yeah, I think he will. I hope he does.
was
Just to
thinking
laugh
sex
at him,
games.
you know, because Rodgers handles it well. He's, you know, he just
laugh.
Yeah, he just laughs it off. But I hope he comes out and Mick standing by his side, his little what's it, orangutan look like.
Cowardly lion. Chucky.
Yeah, the cowardly lion.
What you do that for? Little fighters all.
Oh, I'm not a fierce lion. I'm just a dandelion. As dandy as they come.
I would while away the hours conversing with the flowers if I only had a brain.
Occupation, hanky-panky.
Moving on.
Moving on. Right, we talked about a legend, a Liverpool legend there before, Tommy O'Hagan, and the sad passing there. We're going to talk about another Liverpool legend, and he won't thank me for this. He'll probably strangle me when he sees me. But the Liverpool Echo are doing an award for the 3 Merseyside teams. Top fan, Tranmere, Everton and Liverpool FC. And the nominations have got to be in by the 21st of March, I think. And we at Anfield FM are going to push forward Stephen Monaghan, also known as Mono, for this award. I asked him the other day and he told me to
Don't swear.
F off. But we're going to go ahead and push him for this because he's someone who deserves, I think he deserves recognising. He does, not just for all the games he's been to and how much of a great Liverpool fan he is, but the work he's done with the SOS, and he's one of the founding members, is
Yeah,
he?
he was definitely one of the founding members of SOS. He was there from the start with that. But I mean, beyond that, Jock, as you said, what are you talking, 40 years, and a lot of those early years, as a 13-year-old, 15-year-old, he's all over Europe, 3 or 4 of them, you know, risking life and limb. Anything could have been happening, but he's there doing it and has carried on. And I don't think he's that bashful about it. You know, his email address is mono@hotmail.com. So I think he will actually welcome such an award in due course.
Yeah, and he was born he was born the week Shankly arrived at Liverpool FC back in December 1959. So keep an eye on our Twitter feeds and our Facebook again, because we'll give you the information. Because I don't know whether it's actually who gets the biggest amount of votes or the one who tells the best story about the Liverpool fans' trials and tribulations who gets awards. Jerry Blaney got it a few years back. I don't think Wilcox got it, even though he should have. But it's the likes of these people like Jerry Blaney and Mono and Terry Daly who should be up for these awards, rather than someone who's come famous in the internet age as a celebrity fan, if you know what I mean. Right. From Mono to Wanker of the Week.
No Lloydie to do the music. I'll do the drumming.
It's Wanker.
Wanker of the week. Wanker of the week. He's the wanker of the week.
And this week, any nominations?
Well, I've got a nomination. I'm no good at voices. Somebody do the voice, lad.
Who is it?
Well, we've got Hodgson. Roy.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't. I was miles away then. I forgot Roy now. You put it on my spot there. I was thinking about me Wanker of the Week there. It was on him.
That's who we're talking about, Wanker of the Week. Roy Hodgson, the voice.
That why we all got to go with him?
No, he was doing the voice.
Oh, sorry. Bubbling Roy? I don't know.
Right, anyway, before we went on air, I said Hodgson, and everyone disagreed with me and said, no, we give the I wanted to nominate him for putting 5 of our players out on the pitch all at once, but the lads here disagreed with me, so no, they all think it was a good thing to give them a game, as we haven't got one before the United game. But me personally, I thought anything could have went wrong.
Yeah, I know, you don't want them to play, of course. I was sweating the 90 minutes, hoping they never got touched. But no, it worked out all right. And yeah, you don't want them playing at all, ever, for England. It's as the form they're in. But with them not having a game, and they come through, and it was an easy little game. But No, I'm thinking Alan Pardew more than Hodgson. I don't know what you think yourself. Because he's an arrogant. Smarmy, fucking
loves himself,
yeah,
thinks he's hard.
his own ass. He's everything what you don't like about him, man. He's got no top lip as well, which is always a thing that sticks in my head. So Alan Pardew, really.
Just checking if I've got a top lip there. I would also throw John Henry into that, and it's a bit harsh because he's all right basically, and we're all going in the sail in the right direction. But throwing that Suarez shout in this week was a stupid thing to do, I thought. And also then supporting America invading Ukraine because the Russians have invaded or whatever, which he's come out with today, I thought was stupid as well.
Has he?
Yeah. Isn't America great for sticking up for Ukraine against those nasty Russians? It's wrong to invade countries. Fucking America. America, it's wrong to invade countries.
I know. I seen who's that William Hague said something about we've got to come to task with Russia. They can't just walk into a sovereign state and take over. I mean, I can't even remember because it was in the news a couple of months ago. There's a big mad civil war in Africa. Can't even remember what country it is now because it was in the news for a week. Mass genocide, women and children getting killed, and I just for some reason the Yanks haven't gone in there. You know what I mean?
That's the norm. Right. Well, going back to Wanker of the Week, getting off Newsnight, right? I'm going to go with that Pardew as well because he's just an horrible, smarmy character, isn't he? He's always at it, and some of the things. I know I'm not asked about everything, he was having a pop at everything, but when he was saying, we're above them now, there's arrogance and all that.
Yeah.
We don't bother with them anymore, and he's a bit smarmy about us, when he beat us up there, he was being a bit horrible. He's got no grace about him, has he? Do you know what I mean? He's just someone you can't take to, even if you don't know the man personally, you can't take to him. And I've never liked him since that semis in 19 Villa, because he was at the bollocks then as well. He was being all arrogant after the game, running up to us, at the final, you've won the semis, you're going to Wembley. But he was coming over to the Liverpool fans and giving it the big one as well, do you know what I mean? And I just remember, and he had a muzzy as well, that's why he probably never had a top lip, he was hiding it with a muzzy. Just I've always hated him, and I'm made up. I hope he get he's come out and swallowed it, and he.
What's he actually done?
He's half buttered this sense.
Yeah, half buttered. He's touched that. He's touched his head.
Look, it's a no-no as a manager. They have rules and set down. You're supposed to set the trend for how behaviour going, how your players behave, and how blah blah. But the fella's done nothing. But once they get on with the game, they're getting beat 3-1. He wants to get on with the game. He's pushed them out the way. And he's come over and he's proper through the nuts in, do you know what I mean? Ferguson's done a similar thing, got 9 months up in Scotland. But Duncan Fitzgerald, so he's accepted this fine right away, only £100,000 off Newcastle, because they know the dance. We've got to, where Liverpool failed with Suarez and wore T-shirts, we should have hammered him right away, and we'd have got away with it. But these have jumped on it right after the game, £100,000 fine. And now today, he's accepted a fine, he's accepted the charge from the FA, and he right away comes. He's trying to brush it under the carpet, and the FA will love all that, won't he? We've come down some, but they haven't. He's just accepted it and took the
and where's this £100,000 go So the poor kids in Newcastle.
That's what I'm saying. That Ashley,
right into Ashley's back.
Yeah, that Ashley probably. It's just a gesture, innit? We find them £100,000. That's what it should be given to a charity, so it's getting handed in. You can see it's being paid out to someone.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say now. All right, that was a good point there. You've put me off there saying where's the money gone?
It's horrible. Not like you two forget talking about money, Paul.
Hang on, I've just remembered Tony said he's probably stuck the head on, and he never really did.
No, it's just
if you did that in the Bleak or somewhere like the Dovey or whatever like that, you get laughed out the fucking joint, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Just like Suarez never sunk his seat into the other fella's arm, isn't it?
It's all. He put his arm there, didn't he? Put his arm by his teeth.
Yeah, but rugby players must be sitting there laughing their heads off, going, "What's all this? Find £100,000 for that." You know what I mean?
No, but that you can see what he's done. There's intent there. There's intent. He's gone to do it, and although we're not on about the contact, you're on about the intent. He's gone to bottom, and he's just a knobhead anyway.
Yeah,
I hate him.
What he's done, Joe, and Tony touched on it. He's right on the touchline, Hull trying to get an equaliser, and he lets the ball go past him, fair enough, and then tries to block the fella. There's just no need for it. No. The other week, Pellegrino, who doesn't say boo to a goose, he said to them, shut your noise, you're old, you don't want swearing, shut your noise, you're old sick. Just no need for it. And then he always comes out, he's done it with Benitez a few years back, I'm sorry after the game.
Wenger.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he's done something with Wenger.
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah, he did. That's right, yeah. You know, it's always sorry after the game. I just lose my
He's pushed the
head.
ref as well, yeah.
Yeah, and he pushed the linesman, that's right. He's just horrible. He just thinks he's hard and he's on the street and he can do what he wants. And in the real street, you know, you get done in.
Do you know what I think it is with him? I think because he thinks Newcastle are like us, or Real Madrid. He thinks they're mass, you know, like they're a major European force. The carry on out of him is like, he's always cracking on about Newcastle like this. You know what I mean? When I was growing up, they were just a yo-yo club. They were in out the league and they've never won nothing. But he carries on and gives it the pretense because of them daft Geordies up there who've got his head blagged. I've heard all kinds about him. I've heard he's that Lambius. He's in debt to win, he's bad for the gambling and everything. So they've got
He's
him
got a
on.
huge contract, hasn't he?
Well, he's got this 8-year contract, and that's how they get the X's back up. He's supposed to owe 3 mil. My mate told me this. Johnny from West Ham, you know, goes with him. You know, Johnny goes with Catlin, is he?
Oh, Carolyn.
Carolyn, right? He's a proper West Ham fan, like, you know what I mean? He was saying he's in debt to that Lambius for the gambling when he was at West Ham for like 2.5, 3 mil for Brewster, banging 80 grand bets down and everything. And this is why this Lambius, and they've got him on this contract, this long year, 8-year contract to pay this back. It's supposed to be like a right case.
They're Tony's thoughts. Not endorsed by Anfield FM.
No, just scouts jangle.
See, if Jockey hadn't cancelled Kearney's Call My Bluff, that would have been perfect, but he cancelled it, didn't he? But what I will say about that Pardew, considering he's not doing a great job and he's on an 8-year contract, he's on an 8-year contract, they could have easily sacked him there, so that gives credence to what he just said, because if they wanted to sack him, he'd be gone now, he should have been sacked. They want to keep him there, so that could be true.
But I don't think the contract's where to carry. Well, it is where Joe, you know what I mean, it's better than whatever they're in. But he's on an 8-year contract where other managers are maybe on 50 grand a week. I think he's on about, what, 20 grand a week, something like that. So spread it over 8 years.
No, he's on a belt, you know. Yeah, he is.
Well,
You know that for sure.
He's just been fined 100 grand.
All right.
He's one of the top managers in the league, you know.
Okay, he's doing all right. He's doing all right with Newcastle as well. He's getting. So if he weren't doing so well, he'd be gone. That would have been a boss excuse for that. Ashley to say, see you later.
I've heard it all now on live radio.
Get out, but I don't think his contract's worth a carrot. So
the contract
I think it's a cavely lie.
The contract isn't worth the beer mat it's wrote on. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
The betting slip it's wrote on.
Yeah, the betting slip.
You know what I mean? It's so they can sack him.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
They could sack him. And what way in his contract that was, say 50 grand a week over 8 years.
Yeah, that bastard's got money anyway, but he wouldn't mind. Wow, that was a deep wanker of the week, that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so this week's wanker of the week is
Jimmy Savile.
Alan Pardew. Another thing we haven't touched on as well is Nicky Holt's play. The history. What one is it? He's got 2, hasn't he?
No, this one.
No, this is it. LFC, the history. You'll never walk alone.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the same one.
Opening night tonight.
The opening night tonight.
Well, we've got tickets for the last night, haven't we? Is it the 29th, is it?
Yeah, but Anfield FM have also got media tickets for
17th.
the 17th of
March.
You said the 13th.
Oh, right, the 13th of March.
It's Paddy's Day, the 17th.
It's right, it is the 3rd. It is the 3rd.
We've got tickets for the 13th. And what are we doing there, Paul?
We're interviewing all the cast and crew, having canopies and cocktails, both before and afterwards. Access all areas. For 2 people from Anfield FM. The 2 main protagonists of my show.
And who are the cast?
I haven't got a clue.
Anyone know?
It's a different cast, isn't it, Tony?
Tony will know. Tony's a thespian, he'll know.
No, last year, and I said this to Andy Godfrey was in it last year. He got me a ticket to go the opening night. And it was the big Scouts fella who was one of Harry Enfield's 3 Scousers, and Anthony didn't know that. Mark Monaghan, he's a Red as well. Yeah. And I told Anthony, we went up to and spoke to him, and he went, yeah, Anthony didn't know that he was one of the original Scousers.
Jake Abraham's in it as well, who played Scouser in Lockstock.
Yeah.
Gary, get back in the car, Gary.
Yeah. Is Tingy in it? What's his name? The Scully?
No.
He was in it last year. Schofield was in it.
I think Scully belongs to the Dave Kirby camp, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a different camp now.
Yeah. So get down there. The tickets are still on sale. You go on the Roll Call website and support a local screenwriter. Well, scriptwriter. Well, go on. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to tie that in with the next thing, Jock, if you finish with that, because on the 17th of March, Jockey's birthday, Paddy's Day, that's the launch of the charity song "The Angel" for for Justice. That the song will officially be available then on iTunes and Spotify and all that sort of stuff. But Nicky has also arranged for Dominic to play the song in the show that night as well, live on the stadium, live on the stage at the Royal Court, which he did a few times. It's one night in Istanbul, didn't he? Or throughout it, I don't know. So that's very good of him. That so, just in case anyone hasn't heard, follow it on Facebook. Let's get The Angel to number one.
Yeah. I've already bought mine.
Yeah, it's only 79 pence to download. It's on pre-order now from iTunes. You can pay 79p. You don't have to only buy it once, Jock. You could, man of your means could maybe buy it 2 times or something like that. £1.50.
Well, this is where it gets confusing because we're EA Nevi by the Justice Collective. I queued up in HMV and bought 20 CDs and the rumour at the time was that it only goes in as one sale.
Well, that possibly might be true with CDs, but it's not true on downloads because downloads can all.
It's a download,
yeah, because downloads can all be electronically, monitored and say that's one. So you can spend your dough on that. But if anyone who's listening could follow us on Facebook, that'll give you all the information that you need. You can have the pre-download link. It'll automatically hit your iTunes then on the 17th. We've also got a launch event, which all the lads from Anfield FM are going to on the 15th in the Liverpool One Bridewell, where Dominic's going to play the song live and a few other artists and a few people speaking and that sort of thing. Right. So that's good. But really, it just needs support because what we want to do, all of the proceeds, Dominic wrote the song and has performed the song and has signed over complete ownership rights to the charity For Justice, which was Anne's charity. Every single penny other than what iTunes and those people charge is going to For Justice. So if we can get it to number one, that means we've had at least 30,000 sales, which means there's a considerable sum of money coming back to For Justice. So if everyone could get behind it, that'd be brilliant.
And this has been championed by you mainly, by Anfield FM, by you mainly, right from the beginning when the Anne Williams Day and Charity Day and football match against the Norwegian Bulls and the Scousers. It's the first time he wrote it that morning. He wrote it that morning. Got up in the taxi club and you said we'll speak more about this, didn't you? And Phil Belger and Jason Morland had a big hand.
I spoke to Phil there in work and he said nice one for the Anfield FM for pioneering it, really pushing it forward.
And it's nice that we give ourselves credit, but really Jason and Phil there, they've done an awful lot, as well as and helping this now as well. It's not just Anfield FM, although we, hopefully we're all playing an integral part in it. But Jason and Phil were the driving force behind it. But all of the credit really has got to go to Dominic for what he's done, not only in writing a brilliant song, but giving it. He's only 16 or 17, and giving it over. Tony, he could make money out of this, but it's gone. Yeah. And I thought that was an absolutely brilliant gesture, and he deserves all the credit in the world.
And a good kid from Kirkdale. A good kid from Kirkdale he is too.
There's our fellas from Wesley.
There's our fellas from Ayton, and he's a blue nose, but Dominic's from Kirkdale.
Humbling. It's humbling.
So, he's a good kid, and good luck to him in the future. Right, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say we had him on. He's been to LFC TV today as well. They've recorded a live performance today, which will be going out next week as well. So, and Everton are supporting it as well. They're putting something in the programme and tweets and all the rest of it. So it's all good stuff. Just spend your 79 and do us a Geldof moment, Tony. Go ahead.
Yeah. What does he do?
Just give us your money. Just get your money out.
Yeah, get it out. Yeah.
Oh, your credit. This is
a Boomtown Rats type voice.
But it's 2004 now. You don't have to actually get your money out.
Now, put your hand in your pocket and buy it. Let's get this to number one. Come on now.
Where you at?
Buy it. I wasn't at Lloyd. Michelle went to Live Aid. My cousin went to Live Aid. It was a big thing in the family. That's what we ever used to say. Michelle went to Live Aid. That was like the first cave needs to go abroad, but it was only Live Aid.
The biggest thing I remember about Live Aid, it was July 1984, and I copied some bears out of Reflections. She was a blinder.
What did they sing?
Just Reflections in San on top of his Angela before your time.
Was that a joker play on words you did then? She was in Reflections and she was a blinder.
Hey!
Lovely she was. We went back to ours.
We went back to ours.
Anyway,
emotional there.
Sounds a money, innit? But don't tell me missus.
Was it Jackie?
No.
He was it.
I never kiss and tell. I never kiss and tell.
Wait till we stop recording.
No, 1985.
1985.
He was about
So
25.
she's listening out there, this broken hearted young girl who's, well, she'll be about 60 odd now, won't she?
Did you promise to take it to Live Aid the next day?
No, Live Aid was on then.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
that actual
that
day.
night.
Dead warm on
I've been to
summer's day.
Gatsby's or Reflections. Anyway, let's move on, right?
Great.
I got an email on Facebook this week by just a total stranger, and it's just mad the way this Anfield FM and the good people you can get to know. A band called Warm, spelled WARME, asked me to put them on our playlist, and I thought, we get them all the time, I thought, I'll have a little listen to them, and they were alright, so you wouldn't even know, Paul, but I put them on the playlist, and next thing, I put them on the playlist, tell the fella, yeah, you're on the playlist. Next thing he gets back and says, couldn't you do me a favour and get me on LFC TV, could you? I told you, who do you think I am, like Rupert Murdoch or someone, right? I said, why? I said, how can you get you on LFC TV? He said, oh, did you do a small bands thing on a Thursday night? So I was on my Facebook talk to this kid, and I seen Mark Platt's little green light was on, so I went to Mark, I said, these people from Warm, they reckon they've emailed you about 10 times and you never ever get back to them. Any chance you can get them on? Mark, straight away, yeah, there's my email. Next thing, about 20 minutes later, the band Warm get back onto me, say, we're on the LFC TV on May the 8th.
On what? Thursday Night Live?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's amazing how, like, you know, people scratch each other's backs, you know what I mean?
Okay,
so
but that's down to Anfield FM and yourself, really. We can claim that one, can't we?
Definitely, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So next thing they said, can you get me on, like, Liverpool Sound City? You know what I mean? And I was thinking,
Can we get one of us on there?
You've just said how people scratch each other's... What are they doing for us?
I know.
Mark,
No, Warm.
No, so you getting...
Warm.
How are they scratching our back?
To the bands, what can they do for us?
Give us a mention.
Listen, when they play Hyde Park, we'll know we'll be in Glastonbury. We'll know we'll be
I think
backstage.
they've had the keks off us. Warm order, they should be called. I think they've had the keks off us there, haven't they?
Oh, good luck to them. Good luck to
Where
them.
are they from, by the way?
They're from Bradford, but the Big Reds, the Liverpool fans. So that, I mean, that's first of all, that's the reason why I've done it. They've got to be Reds. They've got to be Reds. Right. So, I know they don't sing a brimful of that shit before you start. Right, so Tony scrolled on my notes about Twitter page. What about it?
No, I was just going to say about new listeners. The show last week got a lot of like feedback. Everyone was impressed with the show last week. So I told you about the lads in work. The lads in work were listening to it on the late. They were on late on Friday, and there's a couple of blues involved. So they're all right blues, you know what I mean? They're not the horrible ones. So they give it a little listen, and they were very impressed with it. One of them turned off, but like the other two were very impressed. But anyway, I said I'd give them a little shout. The lads in our work. One's Duck Egg, Lee Davis from Speak, John Crowder, who are Reds anyway, and they've been having a little listen in the past, like, so they're like regular views. But Danny's from Witness, he's a blue. He was very impressed with the show, and like he was.
Any chance they could buy Goodison FM off us, Tom?
It's still sitting there. I don't think the fanatics like, but they were made up with the show. They'd be tuning in tonight, listening in tonight. So we just thought I'd give them a little mention. Seeing as the Anchorman's not here tonight, he's usually his little spot in it, the Twitter page. He loves his social media, Lloydsville.
Yeah. So we're not having a game tomorrow. We're going to come to the. We usually have. The scores, don't we? What predictions for the Liverpool's game? But tomorrow we've got Chelsea and Spurs, which, as we said earlier on in the show, it's like a game. Every Liverpool fan's going to be glued to that game. So, any predictions or hopes, for the score for that game?
The hopes would be a Spurs win, or at the very least a draw. We'd be over the moon, wouldn't we? But
also a Chelsea win would maybe somehow almost concrete Champions League football.
Yeah, but I'm looking ahead, like we said, we're looking ahead, we're not looking behind. Like I think Spurs, we've got to play them anyway. We're 6 points ahead of them.
Got to play both of them.
And we've got to play them anyway. So yeah, and the goal difference is a point. So Spurs aren't really coming into my equation anymore. Especially after last week, they scratched over the line at home against someone, didn't they? Kind of at Norwich, was it? He's like crawled over the line while we're putting a great performance in. So I'm looking ahead, and I think I'd love Chelsea to drop points just to put the pressure on them ourselves. You know what I mean? Let's see.
So your
let's see
prediction?
I think Chelsea will win, Michelle, because they've got a great record against Spurs. They're the hoodoo, aren't they? So I'll probably Chelsea, but I'd go for a draw. I'd go for 1-1.
You scared me when we were talking about this off air before. I'm not going to ask you for your prediction. I'm going to ask you to explain where we could stand in the league going when we walk out that tunnel now to Old Trafford.
Well, at the moment,
Concerning Chelsea.
At the moment, we're 4 points behind Chelsea, so 4 points off the top of the league. But obviously, we haven't got a game this weekend. They're playing Tottenham at home. I would expect Chelsea to win that, as Tony said. They've got a great thing against Tottenham, and they're at home. And Tottenham aren't very good. Chelsea are very good, but they'll force a win. But then they play again on the following Saturday away at Aston Villa, another 5:30 kick-off. So actually, worst case scenario, before we walk out at Old Trafford in our next game, we could be 10 points off the top of the league. But best case scenario, we could be 4 points behind with 2 games in hand. Yeah. So it's
positivity.
Yeah, it's positivity. Even if if Chelsea get 4 points out of that, beat Villa and draw with Tottenham, we'd be 8 with 2 games in hand. We can pull 2 points back, and then it is in our own hands to go and beat Chelsea at home. So it's a difficult one. All of the positivity Tony's talking about might be out the window before we get to Old Trafford if we're 10 behind.
I think it's a case of, oh, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think Chelsea will win the game. No, look, we're getting carried away with winning the league now, aren't we?
We're not. We're in it. We're involved.
No, of course we're in it, yeah. But I think it'll be. I think
There are
Chelsea will beat them,
rivals,
but a draw will be the best result.
And we've got to play
at the
them.
end of just get Tottenham really out of the picture, because as soon as we're in that top 4 and we're there to stay, we're more relaxed. Then we can relax a bit more.
But we want to be relaxed.
I don't know where we want to be.
Listen, I think 75 points.
He's got his head in his hands here.
75 points will qualify your Champions League, I think.
I
So
just
we're
go back on
16
that?
points. I reckon another...
2-point game.
Hang on, we're ahead of that, Chris, now. Sorry, so just quickly, 71.7 is the average required to get in the Champions League.
On a normal year.
Well, the maximum was 76 points, and that was us in 2008, and the minimum has been 64, but that was back in like 1998 or something like that. So just to say, 71.7 is what is usually required.
Different league this year though, and the goals we're scoring. I'm going back to the league again here. I'm just going off my banner with this. The goals we're scoring, the teams that have scored the most goals in the last 10 years, 8 out of the last 10 years, have gone on to win the league. So goals keep coming.
And we also do remember the stat I had back at Christmas, that since the Champions League since the Premiership's been up and running, the team that's been top at Christmas has always qualified for the Champions League except once, and that was Aston Villa back in 98, I think.
We'd still be over the moon with Champions League.
Yeah, it'd be like winning a trophy, yeah.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. So get Tottenham out of the picture, that's all I'm thinking now. So the draw will be the right result.
Right, so there it is. So have you got a prediction?
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask you, what score do you think it'd be?
Chelsea. Who's at home?
Which on Saturday,
Chelsea. Chelsea 3-1. Chelsea 3-1.
Go ahead. This is something Paul set up.
Right, while I was away,
we had a laugh with it,
we set up a new... Paul set up a new part of the show called Caveney's Bluff, because he can be known to tell a couple of little white lies now and again.
It's actually got a theme tune and everything, and you cancelled it.
Yeah.
No, I cancelled the theme tune to The Noise from the Boys.
Yeah, and you cancelled Caveney's Call Me Bluff last week, and everyone loved it.
Because I'm the boss.
It was good though. I think
right, Tony. First of all, I listened to your last one, Call My Bluff, and no one's still had the answer. Did you meet Prince Charles?
Yeah. Yeah, the two with Bevy on about, like, talking about Lady Di and all that.
MI5 with the gun.
Yeah, an MI5 getting that off because we had like 6 Lassie peg guns. But I met Prince Charles and I can prove it because I've got a photo of it. And I spoke them words that I said. That's a truth. That's the truth, that.
So that wasn't a bluff. It
No.
was the truth. Right, and this week's, you're going to start me on this?
Yeah.
Can I just jump in quickly? Stop the recording, please. And then start.
So, before we start Caveney's Call My Bluff, can I have a quick look at your tongue toe? Right, I can see what colour it is. Right, fire away. What is it this week?
I'm going to tell you about the time when about 2008. This was 2007. When I was out of work, so I thought I was a Plasy gangster. I was earning the crust, right? So I thought I was a Vernon sangster, and as all good Vernons, I went to Port of Banús in Marbella, right? So while we were there, it was with such characters as Cake Mix and all that carry on, and all this is going on, and we're by the bar, we're by this, it's like an ocean spray thing. I couldn't believe it, they were just opening bottles of champagne, but they weren't drinking them, they were spraying them all over each other and like throwing them all over beds.
Sounds like a scene off The Business.
It was similar to that.
Anfield FM's own Danny Dyer here.
So I'm sitting there in my Liverpool shorts and my Havana flip-flops while everyone's bouncing around in D&G and all that, right? And next performance, a fellow who was with you, won't mention now, just went, yeah, I get on this, is George Benson. Like the famous Motown singer, right?
Just
so
give me the night.
Yeah, 2020 vision and all this gear. So I went, George, my man loves George Benson, right? So what I've done is, like, the graft is, I've spiked him, right? No, I've spiked his champagne with magic, which is MDNA. And next thing, George is like rattling, holding onto this parasol, and everyone's going, what's happening with George? And I'm just in pleats of laughter, right? So it cracks on to me, mate, because he gets on a parrot now. He's about 80 and it does. I've killed George Benson here. Right? So next performance, I've slopes. I've just run out the gaff. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Marbella, 100 degrees. I've run out, sweating me barner off, being let out. I've run away. Everyone empty. It finishes.
This is a bluff.
It finishes about 5 o'clock. It finishes at like 5 bells, and everyone's come out like, did you get on George Benson there, just off his banners and all that? I went, no, I've never seen him. So next performance, I goes up to like by the bus stop, and like there's like a taxi, and everyone's going back to the hotel and all this. It's like, I was kidding you, it's about 4 in the afternoon. So I walked back down, and Moody's back down, because everyone's on a party. So I'm not going with them, I'm walk back down. As I walk down, it's George. Just getting held up by these 2 big black American bouncers. And here's what I heard when I walked past him. I heard George going, hey man, yeah man, we'll have to get back in the studio. So I've looked and went, oh my God, George got all eggnog all over his mouth. So I've looked and George went, get back in the studio. And they're going, yeah, George, just stay alive, George. So he's going, we'll have to get back in the studio. I'm going to fuse reggae with gospel. So I've just gone, oh my God, I've killed George. So I've phoned me mate and went, you won't believe what I've done to George Benson. He's gone back in the studio to fuse reggae and gospel. And that's me bluff.
Oh, well, you'll get the answer next week. But I hope to God.
Tonight.
You'll get the answer on Twitter. You'll get the answer on Twitter
We
tonight.
want to know what people think.
We want
Is
to
it
know.
true or
Is it
bluff?
true or is it a bluff?
Put on Facebook and Twitter whether you think it's true or a bluff. Me, for slander reasons, I really hope it's a bluff. And where is he nowadays, George Benson? Is he still with
I
us?
don't know, he's still about, but he's like, he's about 80, he's about 80. I told my mum, and my mum slapped me, because my mum's got all his albums, all his LPs, and she went, you're messing. But here's the funny thing, is my mum went to a school...
There's a funny bit.
Yeah, my mum went to a school reunion, my mum's from Granby Street, she went to a school reunion in the Devonshire house, like, and she hadn't seen these people for 40 years, my mum said, they're from Nottingham anyway, they're all from Granby, but they were making out, yeah, I live over the water now, my son's a lawyer, and my son's blah, blah, and my mum got a right cob on with him, my mum was like, made a show with them, do you know what Tina's like? She's Karen Millen, and so my ma's making a show with them, and they're all carrying on. My ma said they were all ugly like Zelda off Terror Hawks. So my ma just started enough in the end and went to food shite and everything, and my ma, and they were going, your son's this and your son's that, and your daughter's married to him. She said, well, my son spiked George Benson. Tina had stormed out to the Devonshire.
I hope it's a bluff, but it doesn't look like. His nose hasn't gone bigger and his tongue's still pink.
I've got a question for you, Jockey. How could you not have Cavanagh Call My Bluff on this show every week? Hey, Tony, that is a brilliant story, mate. No, there's no better than that. I'm saying that,
Even if it's a lie?
that's a bluff. There's no way he spiked George Benson and give him the creativity to go and fuse gospel and reggae. That's the bit where you lost me there. No way can anyone fuse gospel and reggae.
In the mindset George Benson was any good.
It's a bluff.
Unfortunately, I'm thinking it's the truth. It's better than the time I met Reggie Cray. Right, so get onto Twitter and Facebook tonight and tell us. Oh, come on, Chris.
It's a bluff, but you know what? I know for a fact it's true.
So there we go. This Caveney's called my bluff. Is it true?
I can't get nicked for nothing there.
I don't know.
2007.
No, 6 years, you're okay. As long as you didn't say.
Yeah.
So there it is. We've come to the end of the show. Hope Loisey's out enjoying his new job, listening to the noise from the boys.
Well in, Colin. Done well there.
And we'll be back next week to review the Man United game before the Old Trafford, let's think. So it's next Sunday the game, so yeah, we'll be back as usual Friday evening 8 o'clock. Thanks for joining us, and up the Reds.
Up the Reds.